Hi, my name's Trudy, and this is my third trip to see Dr. Jowdy. And this trip I've had 8 treatments, and it's been amazing. I've gone from wanting to die to feeling great, and there's nothing like it. He's a blessing, but I had so many symptoms that a doctor back home couldn't do anything for, and actually was making worse, but didn't know it was making it worse. By the added supplements, and found out I had lead poisoning, so we were just going on that premise that that's the direction we needed to go when it wasn't the problem at all. And I was so blessed to get here because one of the problems that I was having was that I felt crazy. I wanted to just scream. Frustration, acne, headaches. Every day I had a headache. My hands hurt. My hands and feet hurt so bad. They were cold all the time. I just felt like I was on the edge of the cliff at every moment of every day, and there was no joy. No joy. Trouble concentrating. Started stuttering. My face was twitching. My eyes would flutter. My eyes would go back and forth in my head. I had no control over them. It made it difficult to drive. Certain smells would set my head off. It was just bizarre. Nothing made sense, And when I came, I found out it didn't have anything to do with the fact that I had heavy metals or lead poisoning. It was all my middle brain. And the first day, within the first 30 seconds of him working on me made all the difference in the world. Oh, the facial twitches and the tremors with the eye twitching, that started about 6-8 months ago, and I trying to figure out what that was. Through process of elimination, certain smells would make my face twitch, and my arm would start to kind of twitch and jump on its own, and it would make the restless legs problem make it worse. So, and it also made it difficult for the driving, but also just going to work every day with the facial tics. It would only be this side of my nose. A lot of times my husband would look at me and say, "Are you just happy to see me? You're winking at me?" No, I'm having a reaction to something. I don't know what it is. A lot of times it would be during trying to cook dinner, and I couldn't function. I'd get something started and something's on the stove cooking. I couldn't function to finish it. They would have to step in and help me. It was just frustrating. It affected the twitching and the eye fluttering, affected everything I did. Trying to read at work, try to function at work, look socially acceptable, not happening. Go to basketball games, can't walk. I started having problems with the leg, and when my head would shut off and my face would twitch, then I couldn't do stairs. I couldn't do other activities at the same time. So to walk and twitch didn't work. My body would just shut off. And so it had affected everything I did, not just, brushing your teeth. I mean, it was everything, every moment of every day. My dad was there and he thought I was having a gallbladder attack. And no, it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the mechanism in, the part of my middle brain that deals with your breathing, all of those mechanisms that you take for granted, because it was so over my sympathetic nervous system was so on high 24/7, and it never shut down, it never went away. That caused the tremors, that caused the eye fluttering, that caused my restless legs, that caused the chest pain, because it was so overpowered that any little thing would set it off, and it actually was shutting off signals to my organs, which it shut off the signal to my diaphragm, which therefore I could not breathe, because if your diaphragm doesn't move, you don't move your lungs. So it's pretty important to exchange oxygen, and it was so scary. I'm thinking I'm 40 years old and I'm having a heart attack. What is the deal? I'm healthy. I think of myself as healthy, but not brain healthy. You know, we eat organic, we don't eat any sugar, we eat really healthy, we cook healthy, we all those things, and you think, what's wrong with this picture? But there's stress. It was environmental stress, environmental, chemical, all those things played a role in my brain, and my frontal lobe was not connected with the rest of my brain, and so therefore I was just angry. I had absolutely no joy, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't enjoy my kids. I couldn't enjoy anything. And even though I should be laughing, I felt like a stone, and I had no personality, and I was just frustrated all the time. Frustrated. And the more frustrated I got, the more I stuttered, the more off my brain got. And now, I mean, look at me. It's been 8 days, and I feel great. And it's possible. Nothing is impossible when it comes to Dr. Jowdy. Absolutely nothing. He's amazing. The migraines that I was having were so debilitating. I had a headache every day, but it was lack of the part of my brain that wasn't working, and that's why my hands and my feet are cold all the time. He said I have no blood perfusion, so even though I'm breathing, yes, but that part of my brain, because it's on the sympathetic nervous system, is so overloaded that it shunts all the blood to the center of your body, and no blood goes out to your extremities. So even though it's 100 degrees out, my hands are ice cold, my feet are ice cold, and they hurt, and it hurts to walk, and it hurts to exercise or do all those things. So you assume, oh, well, I have this problem with this foot, or it's not. It's because my brain wasn't getting blood, so therefore my brain wasn't getting blood. That's why I had the headache in the first place, because my brain wasn't getting the blood flow to bathe my brain, and which only compounded the issue, but also then my hands and my feet, that's why they hurt, because they don't have the blood flow. So hormonal issues. I mean, I was trying to see a doctor back home, and she had me on hormones and different doses and trying different things, and it just made it so much worse. The acne, the horrible acne. I mean, to be 40 and have acne, I mean, welted acne, and couldn't figure out what it was. And look at me, I don't have any on. It's been 8 days and they're gone. It's so many things. The restless legs is gone, basically. But I have ways to keep building on with my exercises to make that my brain to continue to heal, and it'll build on itself even though I'm gone, and I will only be here for 2 weeks. Even though I'm not here getting treated, the things that he's doing for me will build and continue to expand, even though I'm not here being treated. So that to me is huge, because it's like taking my own security blanket home, going, okay, even though I may have a setback, I know how to help myself and to help reset that part of my brain to make it work again. And that's huge. You don't get that anywhere else. Here, take a pill. The doctor that I was seeing, if you're low in this or low in that, or, oh, your blood shows this, well, then you have to take this pill, And all it did was, when my brain was overstimulated in the first place, in the middle brain, where my problem is, the more supplements I took, the worse it became, and my organs couldn't assimilate it, and all it did is just, irritate it even more. So it just pushed me over the edge even further. The moment I stopped taking all those supplements before I came, he said, stop taking everything, and it was like a reprieve. I noticed a big, huge difference in my headache. I mean, I still had all the symptoms, but they weren't where I wanted to slit my throat, and was able to get me here. But yeah, I definitely had my moments of not wanting to wake up the next day or have those thoughts, suicidal thoughts, and that also goes along with the frontal lobe. He said that wasn't working or wasn't connected, so that was part of my brain issue. It wasn't just that I was miserable or that I was frustrated. It's actually a function of my brain that wasn't working, and so that helps take away some of the guilt that you feel, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm this horrible person. Why would I have those thoughts? Well, it's actually my brain not working. That's why I was having those thoughts. And he was able to fix that. And that's so amazing. What makes Dr. Jowdy different than other doctors is his expertise in the brain function realm. He can see by watching your your function, by watching your how your body works, what symptoms you're having. He can foresee what is going wrong with your brain. Different eye exercises and things that he does, he can pinpoint the part in your brain that's not working, and very quickly, and do something for you that day versus, oh, come back next week. Well, let me know if this gets worse and then maybe we'll do something. He's able to really get to the heart of the problem rather than treat the symptoms, all these little symptoms. He treats the problem, the focus of the problem, and then all those other little peripheral things start to go away because he goes straight to the core, instead of people think, well, but my toe hurts or my ear's bothering me. Well, that's not really the problem. And so he's able to change the pathways of how your brain works. And he was talking about the apertures of every nerve cell and how they all talk together, and how, it's such a complex science. It's mind-boggling. And I enjoy listening to him. He's so generous with his knowledge and trying to teach me how to heal myself or help me to train my brain. And it's so easy. But it's not something I could do on my own, for God's sakes. But it's not difficult things that he's asking you to do. And I'm so thirsty for the knowledge that there's no way I would say no. And as long as I do everything he tells me, I can't imagine not wanting to feel better. But in this short amount of time, it's been amazing how compounding it is. And it compounds onto the previous times I've been here. So this is my third trip, but I haven't lost any of the knowledge or the things that he's done for my brain in the past. It just builds on those other issues that, other things that he's already fixed or changed pathways for. So it's definitely, it's not like I need to start from scratch every time. It just builds, it keeps building, because my brain doesn't forget those things. It just keeps going and going. And so and he said that's why I'm recovering so much easier this time from a totally different issue, because those pathways are still there. It's a permanent thing. It doesn't go away, like going to a regular chiropractor and then 20 minutes later, after you got ridden in the car and you've sat the wrong way, now you go back to the chiropractor because you go, gosh, that just didn't stay there. Well, it's totally different, and it stays there. It doesn't go away. It's kind of like your little gift that keeps on giving. Definitely. So, and thank God, because I live in Washington State. It's 1,000 miles for me to come to see him, but I would not come to see him. I don't trust anybody else with my brain. Nobody else can do what he can do. But it's so fun to see the other people in the waiting room who, are dragging their legs behind their walkers, and then within a week, picking their feet up and walking without any aid at all, no walker, no cane, and walking down the hallway that is not supposed to happen, have been told that it's impossible. And I've seen it time and time again. Each time I come, there's a new case where it's jaw-dropping to watch these people, and they're just as amazed and shocked because they've been told for the last 15 years that it's impossible. Oh, it'll never happen. You're only going to get worse. You'll never get better. And to watch these people walk is just wow. So what I would tell somebody who wants to come or thinks I only have a week, or it's no big deal, I can just see my doctor when I get home. You're so wrong. This is like, even if he can only see you once instead of 10 times. Once is in a lifetime is so much more than you're going to get anywhere else, and life altering for you. That the way he can remap and open pathways and change how your brain is working, and it's permanent. So if you've had a head injury, if you've had surgeries, if you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, or like with the tremors, You know, he said the tremors and the facial tremors and the leg issue on my right side that I was having, he said, would only continue to get worse. There is no getting better unless we stop it and we fix it. And he did that. And I mean, and it just, that's not supposed to be able to happen. Oh, here, take this pill, you know, the doctor's back home. Well, we'll look into that. Maybe there's some kind of, you know, exercise or something, but, you know, they all kind of roll their eyes and go, well, you're on that path. Well, it doesn't look good. We'll see. Maybe, you know, you have 15 years. Well, I don't want to be going downhill. You know, I'd rather be enjoying the end of my life, not looking down at my toes and not being able to live. And I don't have the tremors. I don't have the facial tic. I don't have all those issues in a matter of days. Well, the first day. But yeah, so if you're thinking of coming to see Dr. Jowdy, just come. It's painless, and you'll be so, so grateful and feel so blessed all the rest of your life. And you won't be able to keep your mouth shut. You'll have to tell somebody else that you love or care about, and bring them, because that's how priceless the gift is of coming to see him.